Bring in ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Narula. What this all means. It was in 1992, was introduced as the food pyramid, and then it got changed to
My Plate.
My Plate. So just talk about the changes here.
I think there are a couple important things that have come out of this. I think, first of all, the recognition that nutrition is the foundation and benchmark for health. That is really important. Also, you heard them say to eat more real, whole food. And third, that food is medicine. We talk a lot about drug therapy, but food is medicine. It's helpful for chronic prevention and actually treatment of disease. In terms of the specific changes you heard in the piece, there was a little bit of a flip. So whole grains, which we used to talk about emphasizing more, are now de-emphasized. And really the emphasis is more on proteins and healthy fats and dairy and fruits and vegetables. For the first time, they really also emphasized avoiding ultra-processed foods, added sugars, additives, helping hydration in terms of water and unsweetened beverages. They also talked about gut health. And then they took a tailored approach in terms of how should I eat if I'm a child, an adolescent, a pregnant woman, a vegetarian. So they kind of broke it down based on groups. So a lot of information in there. I know a lot of this is confusing for people wondering how should they eat, and they keep hearing different things. So important for us to be talking about this.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the problems with ultra-processed foods, but how much of an impact would it be for someone who's trying to follow the diet here? Is it that it's specific?
I think George is a cardiologist, and I think a lot of medical doctors and groups will say there's a lot of really good stuff in here in terms of the avoidance of ultra-processed foods, in terms of the avoidance of added sugar, the importance of fruits and vegetables in the diet. I think you heard earlier in the piece as well, the concern comes around things like red meat and whole-fat dairy and using butter and beef tallow to cook. There are groups like the American Heart Association which are a little bit concerned about that. So while they say in this report that you should keep saturated fat levels to less than 10% of your calories, if you're eating a lot of butter and red meat, by virtue of that, you may end up going over that. And we know that saturated fat can be linked to cardiovascular disease. You also heard some criticism about the alcohol. So they talk about limiting alcohol, but they don't give specifics. We know how damaging alcohol can be. In terms of finances, you know, food, healthy food, in some cases is not affordable for some individuals. It's hard to access. They don't really address that. But I will say this does form the basis for feeding programs like SNAP, school, and military lunches. And so there may be real benefits in terms of rolling that on a broad basis. And as a parent of a New York City public schooler who has told me that mozzarella sticks have been her lunch entree, the main course.
Entree?
Yes. I would applaud any changes
I could see
in a healthier direction.
All right. Dr. Narula, thank you so much.